From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
According to insurance analysis, riding a motorcycle in Montana has become increasingly dangerous. The most recent fatality occurred on July 31st. How can riders be more safe as they head out to Sturgis, the biggest motorcycle rally in the world, coming up?
All right, it is just 6:32 this morning, looking at a beautiful camera over Montana skies. Gotta love that.
Our co-worker Jolie looking awfully happy sitting on board.
Oh my gosh,
Harley, wasn't
she looks so comfortable.
She looked like she was
I
having
would
a
be
great
out
time
of my
on that.
element. Whoa.
Good for her. That's awesome. Yeah, good day to go for a little motorcycle ride.
Sure.
Could be a little breezy this afternoon.
Yep.
It'll definitely be on the warm side, so go early this morning.
Sure.
If you're going to go ride in West Yellowstone, look out for some fog.
Yeah, important to keep in mind.
And there you go. Always be careful, and if you're driving a car, look out for the motorcycle riders. Please.
That's it
Do
too.
the right thing out there,
Yep.
always. Temperatures right exactly where they should be right now. Butte's average overnight low is 47. We're at 45. Bozeman Yellowstone International Airport's overnight low is 50. We're currently at 49. Dillon should be at 48. It's the warmer average right now at 53. So a very delightful morning out around southwest Montana. Warming up into the low 90s today for the Bozeman area. A few clouds this afternoon. For Butte, we'll just keep it sunny all the way through your day until into the late evening. Temperatures into the mid 80s. And then some change coming as we head towards the weekend. Details of that in just a couple minutes.
Thank you, Chet. Well, you may have noticed more motorcycles on the road this week. Many bikers heading to Sturgis. As MTN's Jolie Sully reports, more motorcyclists are dying on Montana roads this year, but there are ways to stay safe.
This weekend, nearly 1 million motorcyclists will travel to the world's largest motorcycle rally in Sturgis, South Dakota. According to recent data, riding a motorcycle in Montana has become increasingly dangerous.
I enjoy it. Nothing better than riding a bike.
Carson Weigel and Jerry Two Chairs are both employees at Yellowstone Harley-Davidson in Bozeman. They have been riding motorcycles since they were about 15 years old. Even though Weigel and Two Chairs love riding, they also recognize the risk, and they have even had their own scares while riding.
A lot of close calls with people pulling out in front of me or cutting me off.
Something could happen in the blink of an eye, and if you don't react, it's kind of game over.
Robert Batt with Farmers Insurance says motorcycle fatalities in Montana have increased by 26% since 2019, and there have been 75 fatalities on Montana highways this year. The most recent motorcycle fatality occurred in Beaverhead County on Montana Highway 42 near Marker 70, where a 27-year-old man from Dillon crashed head-on into a vehicle. As the world's biggest motorcycle rally kicks off this week in Sturgis, Weigel says riders should be cautious, especially because Sturgis is known to have over 700,000 people in attendance. Weigel says large crowds and nighttime driving can be a recipe for disaster.
It's a lot of people not paying attention, just like disregarding that there could be a motorcycle next to them. Nighttime riding as well kind of speaks for itself.
The director of Montana Motorcycle Rider Safety, Jim Morrow, says defensive driving is key for riders to be safe. He also says inattentive drivers on the road has become a huge problem.
I hate to say it, but ride like you're invisible because other roadway users may not be looking out for you.
Montana Motorcycle Rider Safety teaches classes to improve riding skills in every defensive manner, such as braking and swerving. To enroll, you can visit motorcycle.msun.edu. In Gallatin County, I'm Jolie Sully, MTN News.
Well, be cautious, be courteous, and be aware. Important things to keep in mind. Bozeman commissioners held a work session on the Fowler Avenue connection project. City staff provided recommendations on the potential connection of Fowler Ave and from Huffine Lane to Oak Street. City staff recommended a 3-lane road to be built. Residents voiced their desire to protect the walking trails along that current path.
I think the Transportation Board, again, was really clear about the opportunity that it presents to be creative, but also to build something that's functional and maintain as much of the natural beauty as possible.
Moving forward, the city will be looking at different design alternatives for the design of Fowler Road. MTN's Ed Cresidio will have a full report later today. Well, 28 people were laid off yesterday at Bozeman Health Deaconess Hospital. According to a press release, those 28 people came to work. They were told they were out of a job. The positions are leadership roles and support staff. In addition, 25 positions will not be filled, which means 53 full-time positions are impacted. According to the press release, COVID-19, economic uncertainty, and labor shortages have impacted the hospital revenue and operations. Bozeman Health CEO John Hill announced the layoffs in a letter to staff. He said, quote, "In my 30-year career, this was the most difficult decision I've made, and it was also the most necessary," end quote. You can read Hill's letter in its entirety right now on our website. And many flights recently are getting delayed or canceled due to weather. Researchers have found that climate change is playing a role in this. Thomas Hapu shows us how the airlines and engineers are trying to adapt.
As we increasingly have to deal with severe weather events, airlines' top concern remains consumer safety. If it is not safe to fly because of a storm or because a runway is too hot or because of other ongoing and new climate concerns, that leads to delays and cancellations.
It's that time of the year, summer travel. And with that can come a lot of complications.
Climate change is going to be a complete change to air travel now, and it comes from multiple pieces. You have the extreme heat, and everyone's experiencing that. We're seeing record heat all over the place.
Climate change over the past 10 years has been playing a significant role in whether your flight takes off on time or not. According to the Department of Transportation in May, there was a reported on-time arrival rate of 77.2%. Also in May, there were nearly 12,000 flights that were canceled due to bad weather and staffing shortages. And there were 65 tarmac delays of more than 3 hours reported, with weather being a main factor.
So that's one area where you're just literally having an impact on the actual asphalt, the ground that the planes are on. It also causes a problem that a plane can't sit for too long at the gate, or it'll actually start to sink, the weight on the soft asphalt.
Because of climate change, Paul Shanowski, an engineer, says that airlines are doing what they can to adapt.
When it starts getting really hot, it creates problems for planes to get lift. It's actually harder for them to take off. And so they have to either reduce the amount of weight that they have, the number of passengers or the amount of cargo they have, or in some cases, they can't fly.
Shanowski says there is going to be a shift not only in the way airlines and airports schedule, but materials they use to keep operating.
Well, you're going to see a lot more flights, maybe 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night after it begins to cool down. It may not be the most favored thing for passengers, but passengers are going to have to get used to. There are a few things that are actively being looked at. One is really changing the materials that we use typically on runways and taxiways to make them more heat resistant. And the second is really looking at changing our technology for predicting when these type of events are going to happen.
For now, Skylar McKinley with AAA says travelers need to do what they can to mitigate any disruptions.
Number one, severe weather usually is not quite as bad in the morning, so more flights are able to get to where they need to go. Also at that time, because flights have not been shuffled due to other delays and cancellations, there are crews available to man the aircraft to get you again to your destination. So book as early as possible.
I'm Thomas Hopper reporting.
Thank you for that as well. We are going to be taking a break here pretty soon.